Y'all are getting spoiled this week with these Brett Favre commentaries. I feel like this is the third one I've done this week. But like I said, when more stuff comes out about this, I'm going to continue to talk about it. Now, of course, you know, the most recent one that I did was talking about how he dropped his defamation suit against Pat McAfee. I did that one on Tuesday. And here we are Thursday, just 2 days later. And now Brett Favre is still demanding or asking these judges to try to get him removed. So this guy has now gone to the Mississippi Supreme Court to remove him from the civil suit. I'm reading this article from ESPN and it's dated May 16, 2023. Retired NFL quarterback Brett Favre is asking the Mississippi Supreme Court to remove him as a defendant in a civil lawsuit that seeks to recover millions of dollars of misspent welfare money meant to help some of the neediest people in the United States. In papers filed late Monday, Favre's attorney argued the Mississippi Department of Human Services is making utterly meritless legal arguments in suing Favre. On April 24th, Hinds County Circuit Judge Faye Peterson denied Favre's request to be removed from the lawsuit, which has more than 36 people or businesses as defendants. Favre is asking the Supreme Court to overturn Peterson's decision. What's not working in his favor is the fact that all the people that was involved with this had pled guilty. So if they had all pled not guilty, it probably would have gave him a leg up. But since most of them all pled guilty, then it's not working in his favor. And like I said, he probably is going to end up getting a slap on the wrist for this. You know what this reminds me of? Lori Loughlin. Remember when I told you when it came to that college admission scandal? The reason why they're holding it up with her is because her and her husband continuously plead not guilty to the charges in which they commit. I told y'all the minute they pleaded guilty, this is what people would stop talking about it. And what ended up happening? Those two ended up pleading guilty, got a slap on the wrist, and to this day, you don't even hear about it anymore. I have a feeling that's the same thing that's going to happen with him. Only he still has not been criminally charged, so he can't enter in any type of a plea guilty or not guilty. But I bet you he probably will get some kind of a plea deal should the day come when he actually does get criminally charged. Millions of federal welfare dollars for low-income Mississippi residents were squandered on projects supported by wealthy or well-connected people from 2016 to 2019. The department's lawsuit says money from the Temporary Assistance to Needy Families program was improperly spent, including projects Favre supported, such as $5 million for a volleyball arena at the university he attended and where Favre's daughter played the sport, and $1.7 million toward development of a concussion treatment drug. No criminal charges have been brought against Favre, although other people have pleaded guilty to their part of the misspending. In their filing to the state Supreme Court, Favre's attorney argued that the Department of Human Services officials and Nancy New, who directed a nonprofit organization with human service contracts, concocted and carried out the scheme to direct welfare money toward a volleyball center, and that Favre was not a part of the effort. Why do they keep saying that? We saw the text messages. Are you about to tell us now that you were somehow coerced into doing this and you didn't know what you were signing off of? If that's the case, hypothetically speaking, that's why you read your contracts. He should know that, considering he played in he had an NFL career where contracts were binding. Favre's attorney had argued the Department of Human Services is suing the NFL Hall of Famer to deflect from the department's own role in allowing fraud, and they find multiple sets of papers seeking to have him dismissed from the suit. State attorneys wrote in March that Favre's attorneys had given the court a long press release rather than legal arguments in trying to get him out of the lawsuit. Again, this is like sort of the same back and forth they've been doing for the last couple of months when it comes to him. All he's trying to do is get out of the wrongdoing and misdeeds of what he's already done. That's really what it all boils down to. And he can't get out. He has no wiggle room to really get himself out of this situation. And it's pissing him off. He's getting very upset by it. Well, we don't give a damn how upset you might be getting, or your attorneys. I hope they keep you in there for as long as possible. Now, hopefully the next update that comes is that the Supreme Court turns that down, because I have a feeling if this doesn't work, he's going to just have to throw his hands up. Because I don't think he can go any higher than that. This guy literally, him and his attorneys have literally gone to every corner of within the legal system to try to get himself removed, and none of them work. I have a feeling if this does not work, then he's gonna be stuck there without any attempts to try and get himself out of it. It's gonna get to the point where it's just gonna come down to, are they going to finally charge him? Because again, he hasn't been criminally charged, even though his name has been brought up multiple times. But see, the thing is, his attorneys are trying to get him out of this civil suit before they have an opportunity to finally charge him. Because when that happens, that the odds of him getting out of it are even more slim than they were before. As a matter of fact, they're pretty much non-existent. But again, he still has that Operation Protect the White Boy on his side, because again, his name is attached to so many documents and so much information surrounding this that he still hasn't been charged criminally. But that his attorneys are working day and night to try to ensure that that doesn't happen.